Welcome to this month's edition of Desserts with David. We're going to continue our trip around the world and our different cultures. Today's book we're using is Feast, Food of the Islamic World by Anissa Helou. I believe that's how you pronounce it. So what we're going to start today is we're going to start with our syrup that we're going to put on. They're going to be saffron flavored fritters. So what we need to do first in our pan, we're going to put 2 cups of sugar. Then we got 1 cup of water. Stir that up there. And to add this, we are going to add, 1 cinnamon stick. If I can get it out there. 1/4 teaspoon of ground cardamom. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And then we have a pinch of saffron threads. I don't know how much a pinch is, but we'll see. I'll put a little bit more. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the stove on low, and we're going to simmer it for about 30 minutes, stirring every once in a while, or until you get a thick syrup. So let me get that going. Put it on low. Set the timer for 30 minutes. And while that's going, we're going to start with our batter. Let me get my water here. So for the batter, we need a cup of once unbleached all-purpose flour. I had bleached, but they're the same thing, just the way they process it. So, cup of flour. Then we have a cup of whole wheat flour. And then to that we are going to add, let me get these out of the way here. I have a teaspoon of instant fast-acting yeast, a tablespoon of sugar, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt. So I'm going to mix that all up. And then to this, we're going to add 1/2 cup of yogurt. And 1/2 cup of water. And mix that up. And we have 1 egg. We'll add that. Mix this all together. And we're going to mix it together until we have a loose batter or a really thick, loose dough or a very thick batter. That's what the directions say. So just mix that all together. So then we are going to cover this with plastic wrap. Smooth it out here. And we are going to cover it with plastic wrap. Then you want to let it sit for at least 3 hours, or they prefer overnight. So we're going to do it overnight. Just cover it with your plastic wrap. Set that aside. Now the syrup, like I said, you're going to simmer it for 30 minutes until you got a thick syrup, stirring every once in a while. And then to store it, it can store for a couple days. You need to put it in a airtight glass jar, so we're going to use this. So I'm going to continue cooking the syrup, and we'll see you tomorrow morning and we'll make some fritters. Okay, welcome back. Our dough sat overnight. I did redo my dough after we finished taping yesterday because I wasn't thinking, and I took cold tap water from for the water when the yeast instructions say what temperature you want it at. So follow the instructions of your yeast. So it sat overnight. It's raised a little bit. I got a couple cooking here. So there's a couple suggestions in this book, The Feast Food of the Islamic World, on how to make the little balls, but I'm doing this one. You just wet your fingers, grab a little ball of some of the dough, roll it up. I have about 2 inches of oil in here. You want it really hot, and you want to continually stir them around until they get nice and golden brown. About 7 to 10 minutes. So I'll take those ones out and we'll start some new ones here. Let me get a couple more going. So just roll them into a little ball. Just drop them in. This again, what we're making today is the saffron flavored fritters. Like I said, 7 to 10 minutes, depending on your size. I'm going to throw a couple more in there. You want to just keep stirring them while in here so they're flipping around. Get one more and then I got the syrup that we made yesterday. I stored it in the fridge overnight. I'll finish these here. Hope that one's a little bit. Do one more here. And you just stir them around as they're cooking. Get them all done. So we got these ones done. I'll move them over to the plate here. My first batch I made a little bit smaller, but make them whatever size you want. So you might have to cook them longer if you do bigger ones. And then just put the syrup. It does say to serve them right when they're out of the oven, or soon after, because they're the freshest. So just pour the syrup on there. The syrup will last in the refrigerator a couple days. Again, I guess, there you go. That's what we're making today. You just keep them stirring them. Again, it was 2 inches of oil. Get it really hot and then cook them. They were saffron flavored fritters. Our book this episode was Feast Food of the Islamic World by Anissa Helou. And we're going to take one of them here. They're a little messy. I should have probably brought another plate over. Good. Okay, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time when we try a different culture or a different country.